My name is Eric Small. This video is one of a set of short tutorials directed towards the new Cinema 4D user. These tutorials will be brief overviews of various aspects and concepts within the software. One of the most important aspects of animation is keyframing. In Cinema 4D, anything that has a diamond shape like this is capable of adding a keyframe. That means on a primitive object such as the sphere, not only can we go into the coordinates tab and set keyframes for the position, rotation, and scale, we can also keyframe the radius. Or if we really even wanted to, we could keyframe the segments, or for whatever reason, if we wanted to, we could keyframe the type of sphere that this actually is. In order to see your keyframes, you see down here in our timeline, as soon as I added a keyframe, this little underscore popped up. And while that works, that's handy, the real place where you can get in and actually see where you've got your keyframes and interact with them is your timeline, whether you enjoy working in the dope sheet or the F-curve. The dope sheet is the timeline where you see all of your keyframes represented as a single or as a rectangle. If we open this up, we can see what exactly it is that has been keyframed. And we see right here on this particular sphere, we have keyframes set on the position X, Y, and Z and the radius. If we move our timeline ahead and we want to add another keyframe to the position, if we want to go back in time a little bit and we want to make this sphere move, we see now that these keyframes changed from red to orange. And what that's indicating to us is that this parameter has changed, but has not been keyframed yet. If I move the playhead, the sphere will snap back to its original position where it was previously keyframed, or where it would be in space between these two keyframes. Right now we see that these are all red, indicating that there are keyframes on these properties. So if we go in, we move this up, and then we set our keyframe on the one that is changed, we get another keyframe in our timeline. This is the dope sheet here. If we click this button right here for the F-curve mode, or if we go into Window and we go to Timeline F-curve mode, we see that we get into the F-curve, the curve editor. This is where we can actually change the way these keys are interpolated. If we want this to appear to be bouncing and having a peak at its apex, so it comes to a slower stop, rises up, and then comes back down. Or if we want to, for whatever reason, just chop that down, we can use the tools that we have along the toolbar up here. If we change that back to easing, we also have the ability to select our whole track here, and in the attribute manager we can set the keyframes to repeat indefinitely afterwards. So if we zoom out on our timeline here, we see that this is going to just keep repeating over and over and over, and we only had to set a couple of keyframes.